Hey everybody, it's Jang here with a look at a 2015 Lego Duplo set. This one is called Cafe and it comes with 52 pieces, which assembles everything that you see here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the individual components. First, here's the largest assembly in the set. This is kind of the storefront of the cafe, and it's kind of serving the purpose of the front and the inside of the front at the same time. This is obviously the interior section here because you have this very nice cash register, a good piece. Got a little bit of a menu right there of things that you can order here. And I think this is just a sign suggesting that you can get nice freshly squeezed orange juice at this establishment. But then this is a sign which really would be outside, and you have the awning here as well. Or maybe the cash register is just temporarily outside. A little bit confusing there whether you're looking at the inside or the outside, but from this side over here, you see that there's no printing or anything, no additional detail. So it's really intended to be played with from this angle here. And the door is just going to open, so you can just imagine your figures coming through there to enter into the place to buy something. For the inside, they give you a couple of food displays here. So this is kind of a countertop is what this is supposed to be. And this is kind of a center, just a round table, I think. And they give you these nice plate pieces that are nice and large, and we'll hold these 2x2 pieces with the prints on them to represent food items. So you've got a nice sandwich there. Are those supposed to be red onions on there though, or are those supposed to be pieces of meat, or are those supposed to be pieces of beet, pickled beets? I don't know, it's a little bit confusing, but I get the idea. And then you've got your cake over here, and also an additional tray. So just you get 3 in total of these plate pieces. This cafe also does fresh baked bread. So this is a little oven section over here where you open this up and then you'd be able to get your freshly baked bread out of there. So this might be behind the counter or something. The only thing about this is that one thing that I don't quite like about it is that, well, first of all, it's kind of lacking in detail, but the bread doesn't actually fit inside. I really wish that they had gone deeper with this whole thing so that the bread would not stick out to the back, especially for the youngest of kids who are not going to be super patient with placing things. It would be nice to be able to just open this up, toss in some, considered to be uncooked bread, toss it in there, have it stay in there and not fall out the back, and then come back later. Imagine a little bell goes off or something, and then you can actually grab it there. So this needed to be, as far as I'm concerned, covered on the back, or at least deeper. For your customers to gather together and eat their food, they give you a very nice umbrella with an umbrella stand. All the yellow is all just one piece, so this is very easy to put together, but yet it's not too specialized. You could easily use that stand for many other different things. You kind of see this being mounted horizontally as well, just for coming up with other custom stuff. And 3 little chairs just to go with all of the people that are included with this particular set. This is a nice small little scene. 3 people are included with this set, and on the left is the employee of the cafe who would be acting as a waiter, or you'd be taking your order, or you'd be checking you out at the checkout register. And then you have 2 customers, the mom and the daughter. I think that of these 3 and of their different prints, I like this one the most, but all of them are very useful as just normal folks. So you can very easily see the adult female as being a worker there if you want. You can just swap folks around. This could be a dad bringing his daughter in, so they're not too specific with their prints. And of course, these are using just the standard Duplo builds for the characters, so they're able to sit down very easily. They turn their heads, and the child character kind of has a little bit of linking between the arms, but you can do those separately halfway up and down, and that's that. Lastly, they give you the pitcher or kettle here with the print that we saw on the main build. This is probably supposed to represent a pitcher of freshly squeezed orange juice that you can serve to your patrons. And of course, your customers need to pay for the food, so they've got a 2x2 brick here with the print on the front to represent money. It's a nice, safe, very young kid safe block to bring in the detail of actual monetary value. To be perfectly honest with you, this is of course just my personal opinion, I'm not a big fan of this set. I think that it's very difficult to pull off the whole setup of having lots of little things with Duplo, because already the blocks are so large, so if you're making small assemblies out of them, you're not going to get a whole lot out of them. You know, this doesn't really feel like a cafe to me, and I feel like it requires too much imagination for kids to really get into seeing this as a destination. It's a whole bunch of pieces. I think that this makes for a good collection of parts, and especially those printed pieces I think are the most valuable things here. And you get the money and you get the food. Those are really good items. You also get the signage and the cash register, all very good things for play and for education. Again, the umbrella stand and the chairs and the figures, you know, all the pieces here I think are good, but just these default builds just don't do anything for me. Now if you look at the box and turn that around, now you actually get to something interesting. I really like what they've done here, turning all these parts into a big tea kettle shape. That's really imaginative and fun, and I feel like that is a more worthy main build than the actual main build of this set. Also the way that they put together this potential alternate storefront I think is really good as well. So some of these alternate things I think make a lot more sense. Here you've got a larger kind of a park bench setup, and here they actually set up an ATM. I think all of these are super clever, but just that main default build just falls short. Let me know what your thoughts are about this set. If you disagree with my thoughts, if you have other ways, better ways of looking at that main normal standard build that we see here, or if you agree, you know, whatever you would like to say. I always appreciate feedback from the viewers, and other viewers appreciate being able to see more feedback from still other viewers. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I hope that it was enjoyable and or at least informative for you, and I'll be talking to you again soon.